We have been diluted the citizenship charter, citizenship law to a great extent by doing this. But those people, because of their religion, they are being prosecuted in other countries, either in Bangladesh or in Pakistan. Can't we give them citizenship? It is high time, sir, that this needs to be deliberated and deleted from the Constitution. These words I conclude, sir.
Thank you, sir. I thank the Honorable Prime Minister for taking the personal initiative after his assurance at Madison Square Garden about the merger of the PIO and OCI cards. The emotional gesture of the Prime Minister towards overseas citizens has created a huge response to get the OCI cards now in countries all over the world. Through this bill, he is fulfilling that assurance, and I welcome it. Sir, there are an estimated 25 million NRIs, PIOs, and OCIs spread across more than 200 countries. Cumulatively, they contribute about $70 billion in remittances to India just in 2013-14 alone. Sir, I would like to just point out that I myself was an NRI for many years, for the first half of my life, though I moved back to India 20 years ago. And I understand the alienation of an NRI, but I also understand that the love for Mother India is always there and will always continue to be there, regardless of how many years they may be spending abroad. Sir, among the NRIs in America, one of the maximum number come from my state of Andhra Pradesh. And in my state of Andhra Pradesh, one of the largest number comes from my constituency of Guntur. Today, any village, any street you go in any of the urban centers, almost every house will have an NRI living abroad, and every one of them will be sending money back to their families and for the betterment of the state and for the country. During the recent crisis of Hudhud and also the drive to raise resources to build our new capital, a lot of money has been contributed by NRIs living all over the world for these purposes. So the engagement with Indian diaspora is very beneficial to our country. We have some of the most talented diaspora in the world, and we should engage them as much as possible. Sir, the government's objective should be to have a continuous engagement with this diaspora. We should make them feel that we care for them. We want to make them stakeholders in India's future so that they can contribute whatever they can to the growth story of our country. And we should not take these steps which alienate them from us. Rather, we should create an atmosphere which attracts them so that their inclination towards not only investments, but also the love of their motherland. Sir, coming to dual citizenship, I really don't understand why we do not permit dual citizenship, which would solve most of the problems. Many countries around the world do provide this. We would not be alone if we decided to do so. Let us leave aside the rhetoric of patriotism, etc. Indians living abroad are no less patriotic than Indians here in our country. So this argument does not carry any hold. I know that our Constitution does not allow for dual citizenship, but it's a matter of an amendment to change the Constitution, sir. Indians living in other countries have been demanding for dual citizenship for many years. Even the former Prime Minister, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, in 2003, advocated for dual citizenship to Indians staying abroad. The proposed overseas citizen card falls well short of their demand of getting dual citizenship with full political, economic, public service, and other rights at par with the rights enjoyed by Indian citizens. Sir, under the bill, Indians staying abroad have been debarred under Section 3, 4, 5, 5A, and 6, and public service under Section 16 of the Representation of the People Act 1950 to become a voter. When we are giving them almost all rights and facilities, I personally feel that there's nothing wrong in giving them voting and other rights under the Representation of People Act and dual citizenship. There are some countries which are giving voting rights to foreign citizens, if not in the national elections, at least in local elections. But here we are debarring them from obtaining voter card, resulting in prohibiting them even to vote in local elections. Sir, under Section 7A, OCIs have equal rights as NRIs have in the areas of economic, finance, and education. But as per serial number 542, Clause E, dated 11th April 2005, published in the Gazette of Indian Extraordinary Extraordinary Part 2, Section 3, Clause 2, dated 11 April 2005, OCIs cannot acquire agriculture or plantation properties. I fail to understand the justification and rationale behind this. I request the Honourable Minister ponder over this and withdraw this notification. Apprehension among Indian diaspora over the OCI card. Members of the Indian diaspora and the Global Organization of People of Indian Origin have an apprehension that introduction of another card will create a great deal of confusion, not only among Indians, but also among the Indian immigration authorities, such as embassies and missions and the ports of entry in India. There is no doubt that the mandatory requirement of registering with Foreign Regional Registration Office or Foreign Registration Office has been done away with. The bill also proposes exemption from appearing before the local police station on every visit. But in spite of this, still there are apprehensions. I request the Honourable Minister to allay their fears and send a message that OCI card will be issued through a simple and easy process. Sir, as per the existing Section 5 of the Principal Act, one year continuous stay in India is mandatory for getting Indian citizenship. Now it is proposed to relax this period to 30 days. Sir, my friends at Shiv Sena are not speaking on this bill, and they agreed to give me their time also, so a few minutes, sir.
Yes. We are agree for that.
Yes. It is proposed to relax this period up to 30 days. But here, the problem is that it is done at the discretion of the government.
No
of India.
donation is permissible.
Just 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Please conclude.
You would relax only after satisfying with special circumstances. But the bill has not mentioned as to what those special circumstances the government has to be satisfied with to relax the period of 1 year. So this has to be mentioned clearly in the proposed legislation itself or under subordinate legislation. If it is not mentioned under rules, it again creates confusion and frustration among the Indian diaspora. So it needs to be clarified at the earliest. Sir, it is another welcome move of the government in pursuance of this announcement made by the Prime Minister. If one were to look at the 2005 amendment, only up to grandchildren are allowed to register themselves as OCI card holder. But now the government is allowing even great-grandchildren, which I'm sure will cover all these people who are citizens of India. Sir, last paragraph, sir, please.
Last minute.
With these observations, I once again support the bill moved by the Honourable Minister and request him to seriously look into the issues raised by me, which will not only fulfill the demands of the Indian diaspora, but also help in investments and foreign remittances. Thank you, sir.
Yes.